All right, good people. What's going on around the world from London to the Bay? This is the Matt and Todd Show, number 192.
192.
Can you believe it?
It's a lot.
It is a lot. Guys, we're glad that y'all come by to stop by and hang out with us. We got plenty to talk about today. We're going to talk about this 8 and 9 game schedule for the conference. Got some news about some of the power rankings for offenses. What we're going to do.
Well, I'm going to talk about the Kansas Jayhawks. I think they're coming out of their, 5 years ago, will we not agree that it might be the worst program in the country?
They're definitely different.
And now they're not. So
they have a legit shot at things. So
yes, we're going to discuss that and also talk about how dominant the Nuggets are and have been and still are.
Yeah.
I don't see that changing, do you?
No. Little Big 12 talk and all that coming back. So hang around, shoot the breeze with us. All right, guys, welcome back in. We're glad y'all stopped by to hang out with us. The Matt and Todd Show, the best dang sports show going today. Unrehearsed.
No, yeah, we don't do this.
Just
yesterday.
Sports news coming to you live right here from the good old state of Alabama.
Alabama, hot state.
Yeah, we've had a few hot days this week. June Jam activities got kicked off over here in the local scene.
I think it ended up being pretty good.
Was it?
From what I've heard, yeah. A lot of people went. I'd asked if you'd gone. I don't know anybody personally that went, but I'm sure if we dug deep enough, we could find somebody. Know some guys from Somerville that went, and they said everything was fine.
Jeff, number one fan, what's going on? Glad to see you on here.
But let's remember the reason for it was for charity, was it not?
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, it's always been for a good thing. Randy and the guys, Jeff, of course, he's no longer with them. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of some local tidbits. Tonight, again, I'm gonna say power rankings. We got top 10 power rankings I'd like to talk about. And
I want to hear those.
I am going to dig into Texas Tech, the Red Raiders.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, roundtable topics.
Be good, aren't they?
I think so. They got a lot of guys coming back.
Yeah.
They're going to have a pretty potent
so does Kansas.
offense. Roundtable discussions. We always like to kick this off to intrigue our audience, to make some talk. Again, hey, hit the subscribe button. Help us try to get to 1,000. That would change so much. We could do so many more things for the show if we had 1,000 subscribers. I could do all kind of things. Help us get there. And it just starts by just mash the button, and it don't cost anything. You don't get bombarded by ads or pop-ups or nothing like that. It just lets you know when we're coming live. Just, hey, Sunday night at 6 o'clock. If you forget, this way you hit the subscribe button. When we go live, you just get a pop-up. It just says, hey, Matt and Todd Show's live.
It's not like Netflix where you got $8 a month, I mean, it's nothing. That's all you got to do is hit it.
When you get to 1,000 subscribers, talking about being sponsored, I did put in a email to talk with Bobcat, maybe about a nice corporate sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe good Lord will bless us with that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Now, after you get to 1,000 subscribers, there's a new way to do things.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to do the corporate thing where you have ads running or, hey, we'd like to thank so-and-so for, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
After you get to 1,000 subscribers, there's a thing comes up for your page, and it's a little heart thing with a money sign, and you can give to the show. And that's how a lot of new shows are doing it. Since YouTube is the new TV. Right, it is. What do you watch news? You want to watch sports news? You can pick your own show. No commercials. If you have a premium account, it's $10 a month for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And you can watch with no ads.
Movies.
You can do, anything. So one day, if we get there and we want to stay away from a corporate type thing, we could have our fans, watchers of the show to come on and give, $5 here, there, $1 here, there.
Yeah, just whenever they can.
Yeah, super chats is what they call it on there.
Right.
Give thanks to the show. You can give $1.
Yeah.
And if you continue that over a large enough crowd
Mm-hmm.
where it would pay us, if I'd make $100 a month just to pay the internet bill,
Mm-hmm.
would be great. So that's kind of some YouTube stuff. I know everybody's probably fired up to hear that.
How many?
So we need to get to 1,000,
Well,
and we only need about 600 more.
Well, that's possible.
Because I remember when we started this thing, there was like 2 subscribers. It was
I was
like,
going to ask you.
like Marcus and Sylvia.
Me.
Yeah, and we just
400.
Yeah.
Is it 400?
yeah, we're getting closer to 400. So help us out there.
Yeah, YouTube's great. There was like some movie I couldn't find nowhere, and I just went on YouTube and clicked it in. There it was.
Yeah, I mean anything. This is just the way it is. The satellite TV antenna's done. Satellite TV, that $150 a month. You're already paying for internet, so why not have TV here? And you can watch. I've watched football games
Mm-hmm.
if you know the right places to look.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, you can. I
You
mean,
can find
I saw
anything.
some show where it's $5 a show to watch it.
Yeah.
And I dug around on there for an hour, watched it for free.
Yeah.
And not illegally.
Yeah.
It was a site.
Yeah, and you can find them. You just got to dig around. And once you learn how to do it, you on there more, you get better at it.
You had to go through a little bit though.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to.
Once you learn, though, you figure out where the good ones are.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen in the news.
Yeah, I heard that. That's odd. Is that being taken out of context a little bit?
I talked about it, went in depth. I ain't gonna get too crazy about it. Year one, the team of the Bulls, 1984, they went 38-44. Michael's first year.
Mm-hmm.
They played with Danny Woolridge, Daly, Courtesan, Greenwood, Steve Johnson, Caldwell Jones, Odom Green.
Yeah.
So that's the team that Michael tried to win with. Now Scotty come on the scene, and he averaged 22 points that year as a rookie. 85 and 86, he had foot surgery, played in 18 games where he met with Larry Bird.
Mm-hmm.
After 18-game stint there, back then they didn't play 7 games, they only played 5.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So for the next 7 years after that was between 37, 38, 33, 31, 33, averaged 33 as a career.
Right.
9-time scoring titles,
33, yeah.
10-time defensive first team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was it the addition of Scotty or was it the addition of Phil Jackson in that triangle
I'd
offense?
say both of them.
I went to.
Mm-hmm. Horace Grant didn't hurt things.
I'm going to give Scotty credit.
He was a good.
Absolutely. He's a good player. Where did he play at?
That's when
It's
it
a
like
little
Central
small-
Arkansas.
Yes.
Or like that.
A little small school.
I think him and Horace Grant was their third best player, but I think the addition of those two helped them tremendously.
Yeah, sure.
Tremendously.
Absolutely.
Especially Pippen.
Yeah, but to say Jordan wasn't a good player on the team as a teammate, no one knew who he was until I came. I just laid out those accolades to make the point of what? What did you just
And
say?
he averaged 37 points a game one year, which may still be the highest average since then.
People forgot who he was, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he meant to say, and you can go back on the page and watch that reaction I had to Scotty's video. I think he meant to say, Mike's a butthole.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to play with. And after we got good and I come to the team, y'all forgot about what a big butthole he was. Surely he can't mean he was a bad player,
Maybe you just meant playing with him, but
which is true.
I've never heard that.
Other teammates have said he's a butthole. He punched Steve Kerr in the eye
But I've never heard him say anything negative
about his playability.
about Pippen.
No.
There was no problem with him and Pippen.
Michael
ever
said
knew of.
he's the best teammate I ever had.
Mm-hmm. And what's he saying about all this?
Nothing.
Nothing.
That's what you do. Nothing. That's the best thing to do.
Somebody
Nothing.
said that they thought it was a lot of jealousy over
It is. And
That-
Mike's son is dating Scotty's ex-wife. That could cause a stir.
It's odd.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now remember, Mike's, how old he is, so you got to remember how old his kids are. What's up, Jeff Bridges?
So my
Jeff Bridges,
kid's
Jeff
probably
Bicusted,
40, right?
and his
Oh, that's Jeff. Hey, Jeff Ballard. How you doing?
His son is probably, he could be 30. His
Yeah.
ex-wife's probably 40. She may be 30.
She's 40. Yeah.
Yeah, I
he
mean,
married
we
a
don't
younger
know.
woman.
Yeah, and she's a beautiful lady, and Mike's boy's a good-looking young man. And there may be some animosity there. So, question: what did Pippen do without MJ?
They didn't win it.
Did he play with the Raptors?
Well, that when
When he
MJ
got traded
stepped away that 2 years, they got.
But, I
put
mean,
out.
after Mike went to the Wizards.
I think he went to Portland a little bit. Houston.
Yeah, maybe in Houston.
Him and Barkley were down there. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I think he was good with Portland, but I don't think he never won another title.
No,
I don't know. I mean, that's good. That's interesting. You got me wanting to look that up. Scottie Pippen stats.
He played he's a good player, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Scotty at all. So let's not do that at all.
No, Lord, no.
But he's just.
I'm afraid that's going to make people.
He's just drawn so much away, man. I just quit being so butthurt about stuff, Scotty. I just don't.
Scottie Pippen stats. Yeah, I hate that. They had nothing but success together, and then it's just a bunch of drama now, and it's just hard for me to understand.
Yes, I need to bring this up before I get too deep. We got a lot of good roundtable topics.
He played with Houston and Portland, mostly Portland.
He probably averaged 20 a game, 20, 24, 25 a game. I mean, while you're looking at that, guys, high school people, everybody listening again, thank you for coming by the show. Hit the thumbs up on there. Just mash that little thumb thing. That helps us create some traction out there in the YouTube world. I'd appreciate it. Thomas Krusik is a friend of ours. He went to school at Cedar Bluff, and his brother, Aaron, great people. Know his dad, Al. I mean, good. They're just salt of the earth kind of people.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Love the people.
Brother's good.
If you want to be a ref and you got some ideas of how the game should be called or how things should go in high school football, and trust me, I was a know-it-all at one time. I had a son that played. I knew everything. Just ask me. Find him on Facebook, Thomas Krusik, Krusick. Go be a ref. Message him. He is like one of the heads, something for some type of the refs. So I talked to him today a little bit. They need some help, man. So go find Thomas. Go to Facebook, find Thomas, and he'll lead you in the direction to get signed up for high school refs.
Well, they put up with a lot. I mean, I can't say I'm not sitting.
I was
a ref.
I did. Oh, I died onto him one night.
Yeah.
At Galesville. And the Almond boy caught that interception. And he spiked it in the end zone. He threw a flag. I was like, Thomas, that boy, I mean, let him, I mean, come on, man.
Oh, you're talking about this past year? Was it that? I guess
it may have been year before.
Yeah. It wasn't Galesville Cedar Bluff.
No.
I think it was Galesville in that. I tell
Whitesburg. I was like, hey, don't throw
it. It was pretty much the game winner, and it kind of put it in doubt.
He's just let the boy. It's not like it when it feels 50-0 and Gales was winning big and the kid spikes the ball. Okay, I understand.
Yeah,
man. I mean, it was a close game,
like 37-30.
Man, darn Thomas. See, I even griped at him.
Yeah,
and all y'all get lashings from me. I know everything.
Well,
so go be a ref. Get a hold of Thomas, Krusick, Thomas Krusik, and sign up. And they pay pretty good.
Speaking of reffing, I don't want to get off on a rabbit hole here, but do you remember when Creighton and San Diego State played in the March Madness?
Yes.
I heard some criticism of that. They called a foul on the very last, with no time left, on Creighton when San Diego State, I don't know, over a rebound or something, and San Diego State won the game because of that. And I didn't realize that it received that much criticism as it had. They lost by 1. I mean, I think there was 1 second left. So, Creighton had to heave one. But it was kind of like an off-the-ball foul.
Yeah. So go be a ref. Find Thomas Krusik on Facebook over there and let him know you'd like to help and not just be one of the ones griping all the time like I did. Portal news. Coaches can jump around and they can run, but a player can't. Right. But here's the thing. A player is a young adult on scholarship under contract, and a coach is a grown man under his own contract, not like a player, because the players they are not under contract. But the grown man is working for $1 billion business or for a revenue generator, as Saban said, revenue generation. Because a lot of the money they make, they put back into the program. So there's some people, still complaining about that and, saying, what a mess it is. And these players shouldn't be allowed to jump around and move in the portal. There's people that are against it, and that's fine. We don't have our own ideas about it, but coaches do. So if a grown man goes sits down in your living room and tells your son, hey, I'm going to make your son a good man, bring him in, football program, do the right things, and teach him how to do things the right way, then the next year the kid wants to leave, and he's like, and the father's like, well, why, son? Well, coach did. This new coach, I don't know if I'm going to get to play.
Right.
No, that kid, he's a piece of crap. But if coaches leave just for no reason, just for money reasons, but if a kid leaves, that's a bad thing. So
I don't think they should be allowed to just transfer 4 and 5 times.
No, that'd be silly.
But
if they do, that means the kid's got some kind of problem.
Maybe twice. What do you think?
Yeah. Once you move, you ought to build. Now, I'm not talking about situations where sickness in the family.
Right.
Philip Sims at Bama. Remember, he went to Virginia, went back home. His mom got sick, and he wanted to be closer to home. That's the first time I remember ever really hearing about somebody transferring and there was talk about it.
Yeah.
That's been years ago.
And he wasn't going to start. We never knew that. I remember the build-up. Is it going to be Sims or McCarron? I'm like,
yeah,
it's going to be McCarron.
Sims played at Virginia. He wasn't bad.
No.
They did okay. They won 6 or 7
but
games.
He wasn't going to beat out McCarron.
No. So, that's something that still.
Nobody was going to beat out McCarron.
No, he's my favorite Alabama quarterback. He's the best I ever seen play at Alabama's quarterback-wise. Me, personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's pretty smooth.
Now, here's the big one. Uncle Lou went live the other day, and I went on his page and said a few things, and he responded a little bit, and we, and that's fine. We all got our opinions, and I know a lot of what he does. He's kind of funny, tries to be sort of funny with stuff.
Yeah.
But just to constantly keep saying, I just don't want to hear no more that Nick Saban is scared of this 9-game conference schedule. It was his idea in 2013 to do this, you idiot. Go to AL.com. It was his idea. He said, quote, go look it up. 2013, 10 years ago, with the way college football's heading, playing a 9 in-conference game schedule will help your strength, because in the future, I'm afraid the strength of schedule is going to be very important. Well, I'll be darned if Saban wasn't right.
Yeah, it's a little important.
It's the most important thing, because would you take a 10-2 Bama, or would you take a 12-0 Cincinnati?
I would rather take Bama.
Why?
Just because they played a tougher schedule.
Okay.
More than likely.
And because they're going to bring more fans. That's what this is all about. Let me say that right up front. It's all about money. I'm bringing this up because Uncle Lou's insane. He's just doing it to get a razz because he knows Bama fans are going to get on his page and go nuts, cuss him and rant.
Yeah.
And I don't cuss him because I don't do that. Try to act like you got some sense. We do a show, and it's professional. We have millions of people watching us. I'm just kidding. That'd be one day.
I would have millions.
But that's why. And Cincinnati did make it in. Remember, they was 12-0 2 years ago.
1 year, yes.
And they're thinking, well, they're undefeated, man.
They got beat pretty
and
good.
Alabama
beat them.
And
they didn't even win it.
That's why, sort of, because of.
No, I thought they played admirably, but they just couldn't. They couldn't do nothing with them.
No.
Without
No, it's players, it's the size of the players, the recruiting of players.
Yeah, well, they're just better players go down with that.
Yes.
That's why I don't know. We'll get into that in a minute. Kansas has everybody back, but is there everybody back? That's not the same as Alabama's everybody back.
No. So this 8-9 game schedule, what's your you one or the other?
I would rather go with the 9 because it probably does weed out pretenders. You know what I'm saying?
As a fan, I
like the matchups every week.
Yeah.
Like that. But I guess the question is that too hard on the coaching staff and players to get prepared for a 9-game conference?
No,
schedule.
It's just another game.
But
it's just another game for them. I prefer 9-game.
I would rather have 9.
It's better games
and 3 out of conference. You know,
but
good matchups in there.
The reason they didn't do it this year was because of TV deals. So they're just going to stick with a one locked in and an 8-game schedule. With this 9 conference game schedule, there'll be 3 locked in opponents.
Right.
Now, people say, well, Saban's the one crying about all this. He's, well, I don't want to play this 9-game conference. No, he wants to play the 9-game conference schedule. What he don't like is the 3 locked in.
Yeah.
Why does he not like them 3 locked in?
Well, because obviously they're going to play Auburn anyway, but it's LSU and Tennessee who are on the rise. So I guess he feels like, wow, we've gotten locked into 2 games here, and
2 top 5 teams.
More than likely.
Top 5.
For the rest of my coaching career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be good for a while.
Because, I mean, let's be real. Nick Saban's not going to coach 15 more years.
No. So why would Sankey lock in Bama when everybody says Saban gets his way, he gets whatever he wants? Obviously, don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just locked him in with the 2 best teams in the conference besides Georgia.
They may have done that on purpose.
No, they done it by math.
Oh, okay.
That stuff that makes the earth round and not flat, math.
Mm.
That's why it's not flat.
Mm.
I don't get on that. Go on my page. I may do a reaction
Flat
video.
Earth reaction.
Oh my God, I can't stand it, man. It bothers me. It's math because they did math on the topic of the subject that we're going to take over the past 10 years, wins and losses. Well, over the past, if you average the wins and losses, Dane, for the past 10 years for old Tennessee floppy top and LSU go Tigers, what's their win percentage, you think, in 10 years?
Tennessee's
7,
great, maybe.
I guess.
7, 6.
They're
7.
above. They're
probably above 500.
Maybe.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Yeah.
LSU's definitely above.
No, they just won a national championship a few years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. 4.
But last year, the only teams even in the SEC that won 10 games, they did it by like 10 win seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Bama, LSU, Tennessee, and Georgia. Those are the teams and Bama's got to play 2 of them
every year.
And then they got to play the 4th one, Georgia. If they win the West and East, Georgia, which that's going away. ACC's done away with it. Big Ten's doing away with it.
With the East and West.
Yeah, not like
South.
Atlantic and Coastal.
Coastal, gone.
Done.
Mm-hmm. After this year.
1 and 2. Well, I understood it.
1 and 2 overall. That's it.
Yeah, they're going to play.
Instead of that, you get 1, and then the other side, but that may be 7 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
But they won their side.
Mm-hmm. Missouri played Auburn that year.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was a terrible game. That is why.
And Missouri did win the East, but they wasn't the second best team in the conference.
That's why they're doing away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just talk about, since what did I say this was all about a while ago? Cha-ching, money. Do you remember, guys? I know you're not Alabama fans, but even Ohio State fans. Burge, what's up? Good to see you on here. Benton, you could play along with this too. I'll send you a link if you want to come in on the show, and I'll put you up on here and we'll talk about it. Kirby was at Alabama. What was Saban just griping about here about 2 years ago? Well, the homecoming games are good, got everybody back. But I want fans to stay in the seats. I want fans to stay. Why? Stop leaving the darn games.
Yeah.
This was years ago. Remember Kirby? I think Lane was there too. Remember they went on a gripe?
Yeah.
Fans leaving. Well, it's 50-0 at halftime, Nick. They're killing.
Yes, I remember when he did that. Bad. He was very upset.
Well, if you go to this scheduling,
you're not going to have much of that.
If you lock in to teams that are, but the thing is, what about not Bama? What about the other teams? What if you get locked in with crap teams?
Right.
Okay, Texas will probably get locked in with A&M and Arkansas. Well, what if Texas just dominates that? Now you have locked in crap games to where from now on you're going to play. Texas is just going to destroy Arkansas every year. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, for example.
What if they did?
Yeah. So these locked in things.
I like the suggestion you.
Greg McElroy said we need to reevaluate every 4 years.
Every 4.
Yeah. Every 4. Let's see. All right, how many games they win? 4 years. All right, this year they won 8. Then they won 9.
They'd be a new class of
then
kids.
They won 10. Then they won 7. So we take these 4, add up 10, it'd be 19, and 7, 25, and 8 would be 32, and 32 divided by 4 is 8. So they're on average for winning 8 games. All right, so that's what is 800%? 800, 750.
8 they not close to 70.
Yeah. So okay, now we can start evaluating some of these games. So this thing with it, there's more to it than just he don't want it and he's crying about it. And he's not.
Well,
Saban don't make the decisions anyway. They do have an SEC AD, the athletic director, right?
Yeah. Well, you don't want to get in a deal where you're like Piedmont,
So
you get caught in having to play Clay County and Fife every year.
That wouldn't be fun.
No. I mean, because some teams are just, LSU's not going to be bad anytime soon, and it don't look like Tennessee is.
No. And we remember Cedar Bluff getting locked in that region. My son's junior 10th and 11th grade year.
With
5.
pretty much knowing you're not going to win the region.
Right in the middle of one of their dynasties.
Yeah, one of them. Collins, the best team they ever had.
We got locked in on them.
Nothing.
We got locked in with them that year. Come over and
best
play them
team North Sand Mountain ever had.
in the rain. And then the best team North Sand Mountain had sunshine. We got locked in playing them. So Marcus run through a.
Yeah, that was
He beating those
brutal.
man. It's terrible. He beating those guys.
No.
So
the only one you could have beat possibly would have been North Sand, but you better have a good night.
yeah,
And that is
when we did nearly beat them.
110%. They did nearly beat them up there one time.
Yeah, Cole got in and he froze to death that night.
Yes, and it was August. It was August the 25th.
That's when he lost his chin strap button and the whole team.
Oh,
Remember that? The whole team free. He's
panic.
My son
That
was
looked like the Titanic.
he was the center on the team, starting center. And when his button come off his chin strap, people went nuts.
Yeah. I've never seen anybody act like that over a player coming out.
No, but you don't want another center coming in snapping the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You need a guy
No,
that's
not now.
consistent.
Now maybe 15, 20 years ago when you
consistent
were
with the
under
quarterback.
center.
Yeah, it didn't matter too much.
Yeah, the center's out. All right.
Yeah.
But now it's like, wow, get it.
Yeah, you don't want to
I
go
wouldn't
there.
want to be that guy putting on the
No,
helmet.
not at all.
And you're like down there, what's happened? What's happened? Is Isaiah Jones out? Is Ivory Star out?
No, Marcus lost his chin strap button.
What's he?
I thought he was
He's the
hurt.
center.
So they were hollering. I thought he was hurt. And then when
Yeah.
Coach Crane come to the fence, he was looking in the box for a button. And then he said he lost his button on his strap, on his chin strap. So I called him. And he's seen it. Somehow on the ground, he's seen it. He got it. Anyway, but just that goes to say these 9-game conference games, I like it as fans. We want it because it makes good games.
Yeah.
But
I like it for just the lineup, because there'll be more weeks of good football.
But here comes the thing without it. If you don't get locked in, then what happens is Tennessee and Alabama could go away.
You could lose the rivalry games. Well, you will.
That makes college football what it is, bands and rivalries. Not that there's not rivalries with, I guess, the who's been the Falcons? The Titans and the Falcons, maybe.
Falcons, and it used to be the Falcons and the Saints. I don't know that it is anymore.
Yeah, both NFC teams.
Or Rams.
The Panthers and the Falcons.
Yes,
It
that's
is.
become a big time.
It has.
Yeah.
But it's not the same as college.
No.
So I don't want them to lose those rivalries, and they're going to wind up. The Big Ten's already doing it. They already doing it. The Pac-12 does 9. So they're going to wind up going this anyway. But they didn't this year. It's about money again. That word, because they couldn't get the TV rights to that other game. I'm all about seeing. I want to see Tennessee and Florida play again. When's the last time Alabama has been locked in with Clemson, South Carolina? It's been a while.
I don't remember the last time they played South
Remember?
Carolina.
You remember when Spurrier was there?
Yeah, they played them a good bit.
And Mark Ingram went crazy that night.
When's Alabama and Florida played? It's been a while.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, except they played in the SEC.
I like those games.
Yeah.
So the 9-game, I'm for it as a fan. And that is what it is. More news: the rumblings of Colorado going to the Big 12 has become a conversation in a crowded room. So
They're in the Pac-12.
Right? Could Arizona, Utah, Arizona State, and Colorado? Could they? Snots.
Yeah, possible snots. What was that on? Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, some snots.
Snots. Stop it.
Yeah. So could they go to the Big 12? If the money's right, they're probably going to let Deion do a little, practice year. If he wins,
I think they could go. Who was the other 4?
Arizona, Utah, Arizona State. They're letting him practice because if Colorado goes out, if he wins 5 or 6 games,
I don't even think they will.
but if he does,
They don't have anybody. You don't have an easy team on the schedule.
We went through a schedule.
I mean, when Stanford's the easiest team on your schedule, you got a tough schedule. And Stanford may be great this year.
No, it'll be bad.
I'm talking about when you look at it from the eye test.
If they play
I
within
don't even,
a touchdown or two at TCU,
yeah. TCU now. You said TCU.
I ain't got nobody coming back.
Much, right?
But the problem is at Colorado. Go watch Well Off Media. Bucky, he's Deion Jr. He does their media. You ever watch that? Well, I'll send you some. You need to watch that. He just does videos every day. The team, weight rooms, working out, and they've got some new players. They just started practice. This week. So, and the guys they got come this week, he's got some new guys. They look like football players.
Yeah.
And I mean, as in, like, they got like arm muscles. They don't look like that JV squad he had at the spring game. All of them are gone.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He's got a whole new crowd, 4 and some 5-star players.
I think he'll be good soon, but I don't think it'll be this year.
If he wins 5 games this year, hats off to Coach Prime.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I would too.
Maybe 4.
Maybe.
5 at best. Heck, they play Utah and everybody, don't they? Utah, Oregon.
Yeah.
No, I mean, not especially after what we did. Both those teams bringing back everybody, they're probably in your power rankings, aren't they? Well, I'll wait till we get to that.
The eastern half of the Pac-12 is leaving. Interesting. Yeah, Jeff, it could be money.
Yeah, that would be.
Again, we keep talking about money.
That's right. I never thought of that. I thought so that would be Arizona State, Utah, Colorado. Yeah, that would be the.
What's going on in the Pac-12 then?
Well, you'll just have Cal, Stanford, Oregon State, Washington State.
Because USC, UCLA.
USC are gone. And that'd be it. I guess it would be.
How about that?
Ain't that right? Cal, Stanford,
Oregon.
Oregon State, Utah State, 16.
No, Utah's gone.
I mean,
Utah State.
Washington State. Oregon.
And Washington State is in financial ruins. I read an article last week saying they might be in a bankruptcy type situation.
Really? I keep feeling like we're forgetting somebody out there, but I don't think we are.
UCLA and USC are gone.
And they could do a deal there where they brought in Fresno, maybe 7. Who else? Gosh, I don't know.
Yes, it's about TV contracts. That's what it's always about.
San Diego State there. And you could have an 18 conference. If you wanted to go that route.
Yeah, you'll have to add some of those.
You have to add Fresno, San Diego.
Boise State.
Boise.
I think the MAC. Middle
Yes, you could definitely add Boise. So you still have a 9-team conference. It'll work.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be the toughest conference, but it's still.
But if that starts happening, which you've already seen, Oklahoma and Texas, that could you can see the super conference starting to just off the distance, the fog. You're kind of looking. You kind of tell it's something. It's a shape of a ship. You're not sure what kind of ship it is sailing across the ocean there. That's what you're getting.
Right. I just got a call here from somebody that knows that we're on.
Well, it's nowhere. All right. What about Shay Sharp leaving Fox Sports 1? Have you read any of that?
Yes, I have.
What's up?
Tell me the whole story. What's going on?
I don't know. I did a little spot on it. You can watch it there on the.
I watched some of that, but there's more to it. Does it start with all this? What he did to Kwame?
No, that video I did. If you watch it, it's when he insulted Shannon about the Tom Brady thing. Tom and them lost a game to the 49ers that night, and they come back on the show the next day. This is December 22nd. You can go watch the video. I did a little 10-minute spot on it, and Shannon's just saying, I'm a Hall of Fame guy pretty much, and I know what I'm talking about in more or less words. And more or less, Skip says you're jealous of Tom because he's still playing and he's better than you ever was. You can't take a personal shot. I mean, me and you talk on here and we disagree on stuff, but you don't say, Matt, well, I don't, whatever, you're fat, you're bald.
Yeah, you were only good because your parents were the principals.
Yeah. No,
that's the only reason you didn't make it through school.
Yeah.
Can't go hurtful.
Yeah, that's just not how you do it.
Yeah. And Skip said that to Shannon.
Yeah. And then the Kwame stuff, that didn't help. And Shannon's just kind of race baits a little bit. He dabbles in some of that, that nonsense, some of that politicized things that gets out there.
Carries on too much.
Yeah.
especially about the LeBron James stuff.
And that's the problem. That's the biggest problem. Like, well, the Kwame, we done talked about that. I ain't gonna get in that again. He calls Kwame out, and he's a bust, and he's a loser. That don't matter. He still has an opinion. Kwame can still say, LeBron cost me some money. I bet on the game. I don't know why he went left from that dribble. He should have went right and made a shot. I'm just saying that he's not the greatest to ever play.
Yeah.
Shannon goes nuts, loses his mind.
Yeah.
But on the
You're a bum.
yeah, but to rebut all
Yeah.
that, the first reason I talked about on the clip, Skip is taking up for Tom. He's a huge Tom Brady fan.
Right.
And Shannon is saying he's not as good as you say he is. He's had a terrible game. He played bad.
Mm-hmm.
And Skip just saying it's in the rain and, it kept raining. And he's just making excuses.
Mm-hmm.
And Shannon was just saying he's not as good as he used to be.
Right. That's all he said. Yeah.
And Skip loses his mind. Just goes nuts. Yeah, you can watch the video.
Do they get along
they're
now?
screaming. I mean, they're like across the table. Like,
Well, Sharp always had a mouth. I like him.
I do
thought he was
too.
a good ball.
You're darn right he's a
Great.
good player. Him and his
Great.
brother both.
Great. They were fantastic.
Him and
He
Sterling.
always was a rabble rouser kind of.
Yeah, that's okay.
Opinionated.
I am too.
Yeah, but I think this was a lot worse than you.
So he's going to be going on his own. After the finals, he's leaving Fox Sports 1, and I'll assume that they'll probably run a rotating group of guys for Skip to debate with. Because the show is undisputed,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to argue. And they want somebody on there that's going to be controversial. Who's going to argue? J.J. Redick will argue with him.
Is Stephen A. I mean, is
He's on
Shannon
First
Sharp
Take.
and Skip? I mean, they're okay with each other. As far as are they still friendly to each other?
Well, they do for a show because all they talk about is NBA. They started calling NBA Live. I don't know. They don't do nothing but NBA and some pro football. That's it.
They're obsessed with
It's the
NBA.
LeBron show, or during NFL season, it's the Tom Brady show.
ESPN is obsessed with the NBA.
Yeah, Fox Sports where they're on FS1.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying
It's-
ESPN is. Too.
It's just not a good show.
Yeah.
I've watched clips of it to get some information about some things, but if you want to know about LeBron or Tom Brady, that's where you go. So he's moving on. Probably he has his own podcast like I do on my channel. Oh, yeah, if you don't know, go over to my YouTube page, Big Matt 1977. I got my own thing. I do a
Do you
little
like
news.
the debate TV? Do you like
It's
the
okay.
debate? I don't know. I've kind of grown old.
Well, it's because it's not new anymore.
Yeah,
It's old hat.
it is.
We started with like MTV Cribs started all this.
They started all the arguing.
Yeah, in the 90s, early 90s.
Mhm.
Just real life people living in an apartment, trying to live together, arguing. People loved it.
Mhm.
People love people fussing.
And
Real Housewives of Atlanta, like Mike Tyson says, I watch it, a lot. And he said, man, I can't get enough. I can't stop watching it. I don't need to watch it. It's dumb. I know it.
I think I'm just done with it. I mean, I was watching Hell's Kitchen one day, and I'm like, turn this off. I mean, it's just drama.
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
I mean,
That's not for me. It's not my big thing either.
I'm talking about in all the shows. They get into
Yeah.
it on all the shows.
Well, that's what sells.
Yeah, yeah,
What-
but I guess that's the question I'm asking you. Is it dying out? Is the people? Is America getting tired of all that crap? I don't want to watch that Jerry Springer type stuff.
I think it's on the slide.
Good.
Because shows like what we do here, just legitimate sports, unrehearsed, we just come in and we do some studying through the week a little bit what we hear. We talk to friends. We just sit down and talk to each other and let them listen
Yeah,
and
I don't
comment.
sit here and argue.
No, we could do a video. We was going to do a picture like I'm choking him. He's going to punch me
Yeah,
and put a black eye on me or something, and then
Yeah.
a million people would watch.
yeah. They
But-
would.
It's fake. And I'm not fake. I don't want to do that.
No. I've just gotten where I don't have interest. I just noticed myself turning it, and I think Kellerman didn't help much because he went way out of bounds and stuff.
He's insane.
And, but I think that's his stick.
Yeah, and see what happened. Pat McAfee's taking his spot.
I don't think that'll work out.
They gave him, I don't know, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. McAfee,
I mean, it will for a while, but I think he's gonna make somebody mad pretty quick.
because he's got his own studio, his own group of people.
Right.
He's-
I like it.
He's not going anywhere. Okay, they're just going to have through the cameras be like, here, we're still here, but ESPN's going to pick us up and start playing us on their networks. That's what Pat's doing.
Mm.
They said we're not going to do anything different. We're going to have the same people on. I'm going to act the same way. And Kellerman's out, and they're going to slide that spot now of that spot on TV. On your TV guide, you know, when you used to get your TV guide and have J.R. Ewing on the front.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, now that spot's going to be not Max Kellerman. It's going to be Pat McAfee show. I think it'll do great because most people like him. A lot of people like him on College Game Day. Some people don't. That's okay. I do. And some people don't.
No, some people did not.
And that's okay.
They thought he was a little bit.
He is loud. He's a big mouth. He's flamboyant. He talks a lot. He's like me. He jumps around, makes a lot of silly noises, and supposed to have fun.
Yeah.
And I like that because I'm that way. Now, Big 12 football. I got to know how in the world, Dean, are you going to say and sit right there in that chair and tell me that the Kansas Jayhawks are winning the Big 12?
That possibly could.
Tell me why.
What if you just got mad and started throwing
This
stuff?
is it. Turning this crap off. Sorry about that. We're back. Sorry.
We're breaking up. Well, I'm going to tell you why, Matt. First off, let's start with this stat. 17 starters.
Well, that's good.
Most in the Big 12. Most production back in the Big 12. 13 from transfer portal. All right. And here's another big reason why. Jalen Daniels, 2,500 yards quarterback. He is considered a top 10 quarterback in the country. Now, let's try to name these. Who are the top quarterbacks?
I'm going to pull up the schedule. You just carry on.
All right. Would you consider Bo Nix? Bo Nix,
Auburn.
Caleb Williams.
Oregon, yes.
Yeah, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. He's in there right with them. All right, so he had 2,500 yards last year. Devin Neal's back, their running back. He had 1,100 yards. 3 receivers, Luke Grimm, Lawrence Arnold, Quentin Skinner. 122 catches for 1,800 yards between them. But you know what the big question mark is with Kansas, don't you, Matt?
Depth.
Defense.
Well, depth. Defense.
Well, the transfer portals gave them some depth. The defense, but here's the thing. They got 9 guys back from last year's defense. So experience is the best teacher, right?
Absolutely. But like you said a while ago, their 17 back ain't the same as Georgia's back. 17 coming back.
No, it's not. It's not. But 17 back and a top Heisman candidate possibly. And they say their backup's great. Like if he goes down, Jason Bean is their backup.
Okay.
And they say he's fantastic.
I think he transferred in.
So they said they got the best quarterback.
I think I remember reading that.
They have the best quarterback duo in the country.
He come from somewhere. I remember reading that. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, they say they won't miss a beat if Daniels was to get hurt. I mean, they miss a little bit because Daniels can run. But
how about receiver wise? They got who they gonna throw the ball to?
Well, they got Lawrence Arnold, 6'5".
Yeah.
Quentin Skinner, 6'3". Both of them, they had 70 catches between them, and their leading receiver is back, Luke Grimm. He's 6 foot, 52 catches. Man, they got a guy with 52 catches, a guy with 44, and a guy with 26 back. But, they ended up doing good last year. Lance Leopold is the coach. Now, looking at the schedule here.
Now, let's pull this up here.
I think it's very favorable.
Let's roll this beautiful bean footage right there.
All right. I think they start out 4-0.
All right. Podcast listeners, we're looking at the schedule 2022. I'd like to have, it just went.
I got it right here if you want it. Oh, you got the 2022 one?
No, I'm going to show 23. We're going to look at their new schedule and let the podcast listeners, we'll explain, Lynn, let the people watching where they can see it.
Well, see, most of their games are at home. They got a 7-5. They got 7 home games, 5 away.
All right, where are they starting out here?
All right, they're playing Missouri State.
Who?
Missouri State. So I think that's a W. All right, then they got Illinois coming to town. Now, Illinois may be okay, but I'm still going to give them a win.
Yeah.
Then they travel to Nevada. Anyway, they lose that. I wouldn't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Then
Kaepernick's not out there anymore.
Yeah, oh God, they were good when he was out there. Then BYU comes to town, which won't be easy, but they got them at home, so I think they win that. Then they go to Texas.
All right, hang on now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to be 4-0.
I think they're going to be 4-0.
And they're going to be headed to Texas. All right, podcast listeners, that'll be September the 30th. Their season starts August 31st at home versus Missouri State. So September 30th at Longhorn Stadium at Sartland.
I do not think they will win
I wouldn't either. Then October 7th.
They go UCF.
Mm-hmm. It's at home.
I think they win that.
Then they go at Oklahoma State.
Man, I don't know. I'm going to give them – Oklahoma State did not fare very well last year. I'm going to give them a victory right there. What about after that?
21st of October, they're off. Then 28th of October.
Oklahoma. I think they lose that.
Okay, well, that's 2, which they've lost to 2 of probably the better teams in the conference.
That's 2, yes. And then these last 4, their last 5 or 6 games, they're tough. I mean, they really are.
They may not win one of them.
That's what I'm worried about it. I think they lose. I think they beat Iowa State. But I think they lose to Texas Tech because as you're fixing to go over, Texas Tech's going to be very good, right?
And it's at November 4th is at Iowa State. November 11th is at home. November 18th is Kansas State. And then November 25th is at Cincinnati. And the Big 12 championship, like others, will be December 2nd.
Matt, I don't know which one of these. I say they lose one of those 2. I don't know which one. So I am putting Kansas Jayhawks going 8-4. I don't think they'll beat Cincinnati, to be honest with you, because it's there. It's the last game of the year.
I'm going to say this. If they win – they win 7 games, that's a successful season.
Yes, I think. Now, I read this, too, and I agree with it. 8-4 is what I'm picking them. At worst, and we've done this every week, we will go back over and look at this. At worst, 7-5. Best, do they go 10-2? Is there any chance they go 10-2?
No way.
9-3?
No.
Possibly?
I don't think so.
At best.
I can't. You can't sell me on that one.
Okay, so, you agree with the 8-4? You going more with the 7-5?
Let's go back over here. Let's look at with the people at home, Dean.
That's the thing. They've got most of their games at home.
Okay, let's look at last year. Then we're both history people, so let's see what they did last year. Last year they go 6-7. They were 3-6 in conference.
Okay.
They had a 4-game losing streak. Okay, they lost 56-10 to Tennessee Tech. They beat the crap out of West Virginia. September 7th, they went to Houston and won. That was a good game. I remember that.
They started out 5-0, didn't they?
Yes.
Duke.
Yep. And they beat Duke. They beat Iowa. Why does it keep doing that? They beat Iowa State.
Then they started dropping them.
Well, they played TCU, Oklahoma, and Baylor.
Lost all 3 of them, right?
But closely. None of those games were –
no.
I mean, TCU was only 38-31.
Right, and they played for the national title.
So you're saying they're going to – we're both saying they're going to improve.
Yeah, I think they'll go 8-4. I don't see how not with this quarterback, barring injury.
And they finished out the year with Oklahoma State win, lost to Texas Tech bad, lost to Texas bad, went to Kansas, lost. That was their last game because Kansas State then went on to play for the –
then lost to Arkansas.
Big 12 championship. But then Arkansas put it on them in a 3-overtime game. That was a good game.
That was
unbelievable. Kansas probably shouldn't have lost that game.
No, they definitely 110% shouldn't have lost it. Okay, which brings up another point.
6-7.
Since they've gotten better, and they still having a hard time holding on to wins because they've not been there a lot.
Yeah, a lot of it is
like that game. They 110% should have won.
Yeah, there's games that we have in our area that around this part of the country in Northeast Alabama that we know. And sometimes that other team wins just because they're that other team.
Just because. See, that's why. I'll go, and you made a great point there. I've got them losing to Texas and Oklahoma, and that is just based on name.
Well,
and then I got them dropping Texas Tech and
so
one of those others. I don't know which one. Maybe Oklahoma State, maybe Kansas State.
They're so deep, man. Those Oklahomas and Texas guys, you got to remember those teams are deep.
Right. No.
They have so many daggum good players. Kansas is not – they don't have no depth.
No, they got some off the transfer portal, and that's all they did was give them depth. They didn't get any superstars out of it. but it did give them depth.
If they get this, have the same 6-7 record, let's just say they go to a bowl game and win.
Mhm.
They finish 7-7.
Yeah, no, yeah, it'd be an improvement. I think they're going to go 8-4, and they may lose their bowl game. I mean, we're just talking regular season. We can't pick bowl games because we don't have no idea who they'd be playing.
So they went 3-6 in conference.
3-6 in conference, but see, they don't play. It's a little. See, they've got Okie at home, Texas Tech at home, which I picked them to lose though. They got Kansas State at home. I don't think traveling to Cincinnati the last game. Their schedule's not easy.
Yeah, they had, I think, 17 transfers in, Jeff.
Yeah.
Almost 20 kids come in.
Yeah, and most starters back, most production.
He agrees with us. 7-5, 8-4.
That's it. Well, I think it depends on this quarterback too.
But Jeff, we just told you what the record was last year. They only won 6 games. So
We got to think they're going to improve with all that talent coming back, though.
if we think Kansas improves before we move on,
But I do not think
that's the
they'll
point,
come.
I guess. They're not going to win the Big 12.
No.
But do they improve? Yes. I think
Yes.
they improve. They win another game that they
He
shouldn't
said-
win.
We say 7-5 at worst, 8-4 probably. You can't go with the 9-3, can you?
Not with them, man. You saw that Oklahoma State. I don't think they
Yeah.
beat Oklahoma State
Yeah.
or Kansas State.
Well, they got all that back to back too. Let me go through one more thing, and then we'll look at this. Okie State, Iowa State, Texas Tech, Kansas State, Cincinnati. That's their last 6 games. It's tough. But I think they do go 4-0 into Texas. Matt, what if they were to go into Texas and win that and be 5-0? I don't see it. I don't think they beat Texas and Oklahoma based on name. Not yet.
Just when you're a solid Power 5 team like Texas, Georgia,
Yeah.
Alabama, you just have so many daggum good players standing around.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how that's tough.
But I do think they'll be better. And I think they'll be in that, finish 3rd, 4th. They're not a bottom tier team.
No, they're better.
They're not a bottom tier team in the Big 12. No way.
Red Raiders,
Red Raiders,
Oh.
are they a bottom tier team in the Big 12?
no. Let's roll over here.
They're still throwing around all over the place. I've never been a big Texas Tech fan.
Well, Crabtree was there. I enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah.
I remember when they played Nebraska,
Beat them on the
20.
last play.
12,
Maybe. I don't
10.
Maybe.
It was a good game. Yeah. I think, was that Colt McCoy's year?
He would
Or the year after?
Yeah.
Anyway,
He
Texas
would've
Tech,
been done, yeah.
they're not trash. 8 offense coming back, 6 on defense coming back.
14 starters. That's good.
8-5 last year, finished number 23 in the top 25 rankings. And the TaxAct Bowl was their finish for the season. 42-25 win over Ole Miss.
Wow. That's impressive.
It is.
I did not realize that.
Number 7 draft pick Tyree Wilson is very wise in his gameplay and his experience, which is key. But with 8 coming back, seniors, they're all seniors too.
That's a lot of experience.
How good is that going to be? Okay, I think so.
8-5 of 14 starters coming back is a good recipe. I mean,
6 on defense.
yeah, 8 on offense, right?
Miles Cole will fill in for the Tyree in his spot. Stephen Linton will be the edge rusher to keep your eye on. Steve, Linton, Steve Linton. Sticking to defense for Texas Tech, CJ Baskerville.
The names are easier tonight. I have noticed that.
I've had to work on it, had to practice.
They
When I
have
go to the
been.
bathroom, I sit there on the
Lynn Baskerville. Baskerville.
John Basker, not Basker. He's from San Diego State, from the running wild Aztecs of the land of Marshall Falk. He had a huge spring game, very noticed by the coaches, the staff, the other players were praising him. I went back watched the videos on their spring and kept eye on him. This guy's a playmaker, big time football player. Offensively, Tyler Schroot, Shough. Tyler Schrout.
True. I think you got it. How you spell it again?
Shough. It's like through, but with an S. It'll be Shrew.
Shrew. Pro. Something like that.
And then Burhan Morton is the other quarterback in spot.
Burhan?
Behren.
I don't even know. You're saying it right. That's just
I've been sitting on the John. I've been practicing these pronunciations.
No, I mean, it's just an odd name.
Why not get them? I didn't hear one Burhan. I didn't hear one Burhan.
Let's see what I got here.
I got Baskerville.
Lawrence Arnold. That's the name I got.
Tyree Wilson, of course, he's going to be missed. He was number 7 overall draft pick.
Yes.
I'll say that again.
Yes.
Well, this Miles Cole is going to be check mark.
He's going to be the next big. Tyree Wilson, I'm assuming, was a big part of why they were 8-5.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at this beautiful bean footage over here.
See what kind of schedule these jokers got.
Wyoming.
All right, that's a win.
That'll be starting September the 2nd. Then they will be at home versus the Oregon Ducks the September the 9th. That'll be a loss.
Be a good game. It should be.
It will be.
That is a big early season matchup that people
Bama and Texas, don't they play that week?
don't think nothing about, probably.
Yeah, Bama and Texas play that week too.
Wow, Oregon and
7 o'clock Eastern time. It'll be on Fox. Texas Tech and Oregon.
wow. Hey, that's early. I'm serious. A lot of people don't think it. That's an early big game.
Yeah.
That is an early big game.
FSU and LSU. That's a big game.
Oh my gosh.
And
nobody's talking about that.
There's another game I saw too. A&M plays.
Got a big matchup early.
Yeah, I'm gonna look
Was
that
it
up.
Miami?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, we're talking about early. We're gonna start. You better fill out who's gonna make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Week 4 is Florida State and Clemson.
No, I know. That's amazing.
All right, back to Texas Tech here. Tarleton State Texans will be at Lubbock at home there.
I think 2-1.
Then they will travel to West Virginia Mountaineers.
3-1.
They will be at home in Lubbock versus the Houston Cougars.
4-1.
At Baylor, at Waco.
That could be a catch game.
Could be, because they're going to come in 4-0. I think they probably win. Well, they're not going to beat Oregon.
Baylor's not going to be bad. But
I don't know. It's at home.
It's at Kansas State. I mean, it's at Texas Tech.
The Oregon game, yeah.
Oh, the Oregon game.
What'd you say on that one?
Oh, I'll say Oregon. Oregon's loaded.
I think so too.
I mean, they got everything back.
So they'll be
But
3.
it'll be a good game.
They'll be 3-1 going to play. 4-1 going to play at Baylor.
The catch game. I think they lose it.
Okay. Then they'll be Kansas State.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to BYU October the 21st, getting ready for the
6-2.
toughest man on the schedule. Halloween weekend. Texas Tech will be playing by.
Oh my God.
Idle's tough. Man.
6-3.
They're out. No playoffs. No
Nice.
bowl games. Watch out, Snites. TCU Horned Frogs November the 2nd. Be a Thursday night game.
Say they win that.
Fox Sports 1 guys on your FM dial. That's 7 o'clock Eastern time. TCU Horned Frogs show up to Lubbock to play Texas.
They lost a lot, right?
Yes, they lost.
I'm gonna have them 7-2.
They go to Kansas State. Your boys over here with the white helmets and the blue Jayhawk.
Win that one.
At Kansas State, November 11th. November 18th, they will be at home versus UCF.
9-2.
And then they will be at Sarkland to finish up their regular season at Austin, Texas. Be at 6:30 Central Time, ABC. Longhorns will match up with the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
I'm gonna pick them to lose that. I got them going 9-3. Is that a stretch? They went 8-5 last year and got 14 starters back. Do you think they go 9-3?
Let's look at last year. Some scores. I need to see some scores here. Let's see.
That bunch can go 10-2.
Legitimate games. We're going to skip Murray State. They went to overtime with Houston last year.
Yeah.
Played a close game with North Carolina State.
But lost, right?
They beat Texas in overtime, 37-34.
I don't think that'll happen again because it's at Texas.
But they went on a skid there. They lost to K-State. They lost to Oakley State.
I don't think they do that this year.
Not really close games. They went off, come back after the idle, and beat West Virginia 48-10. And they beat Baylor bad. And they beat they lost to Baylor bad. And they lost to TCU in a 10-point, 34-24 game
And they won
at Fort Worth, playing TCU at home. Then they come home to play Jayhawks. They won 43-28.
They won their last 4.
And of course, they beat Ole Miss, I mentioned in the ball game, 42-25.
I think they can go 9-3, man.
Hmm.
I think they can go 10-2.
Hmm.
That's at absolute best.
1, 2,
But
6.
reality, I'm going to go with 8-4.
Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna give them 1 win, 2,
No, I'm gonna go
3,
9-3.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You got them 9-3 too, don't
Yeah.
you? All right, so me and Big Matt have them
23.
9-3 at worst, 8-4.
The only deal, if the game being at Texas, that last game, are they going to be fired up? Can they beat?
I don't think so.
Can
But
they beat Texas? Or Texas and Oregon's their in-way games, or do they fool around and fiddle fart and have UCF at home? UCF sneaks up on them.
But that's the only thing. That's what's so hard to pick these records is because somebody that we don't think is going to play them good is going to come in there and either beat them or nearly beat them.
Well,
Somebody.
And they play Kansas at Jayhawks.
Yeah.
It may be that one.
It could be. It could be. I got them at 9-4. Here's what I got: 9-3, 8-4. That range, 10-2. I mean, we don't have to pick an exact record. I don't think they do go better than 10-2, no matter what. Do you?
No, if they win 8 games, I'll say check.
Okay.
And that's slipping up on.
Is there any way they go 7-5 in the same record as last year? I don't think so. They got to be because they went 8-5. I mean, they went 7-5 in the regular season last year. I think they improved on that.
Well, they may be giving up a few points, but with 8 guys back on offense, you figure they're going to be able to score some points.
I would think so. Yeah.
They got a good receiving quarterback. Up front lineman's not bad. Yeah.
I'm just, you know what? And yes, it is to validate us.
What if they fool around and
and
beat
what
Oregon?
we do? It's going to be a big time matchup.
Week 2.
Yeah, I'm just anxious to see how we do on all these picks this year.
I'll forget about them. I'm glad you got them wrote down.
We make sure we keep that. And
Yeah, hang on to them. We'll go back.
is all of them still in there?
Joey the Fish, Matafuco over here.
All right, we got it. Yeah.
Again, guys, thank you for coming by the show. Hit the darn subscribe button. It's free, it's easy, and it helps us grow our page to share this great, wonderful college football sports show. And we kick around some high school action, too. Speaking of tomorrow, the guys will be in shorts and workouts, and one day they'll have shorts and helmets on. They'll be doing all that.
Going on to that already.
So high school football is in action starting tomorrow. I'm going to be trying to be out and about doing some things probably midweek. Dean's going to try to run by with Cedar Bluff Tuesday.
Yeah.
May go out here.
May go by Gillsville and Cedar Bluff Tuesday.
Monday, tomorrow, and Tuesday's stupid busy for me.
I'm going to try to go on those two on the east side of the county, Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, I want to get a hold of Coach Howard and kind of get some of their schedule, see where they're going to be. I'd like to go out there maybe toward the end of the week.
Yeah.
Maybe go out there one day and like to see Knapp, go see Coach Heath. It's easy to go most places. You just kind of show up. And when I know what times you're going to be there.
Well, it's just easy to go. It's easy to go in facilities. I stopped by Tennessee University the other day and walked in their practice. Walked in their indoor practice facility. Nobody said nothing. Nobody even looked at me.
Where?
In Tennessee. When I went through.
Oh, the balls?
Yeah. Just walked right in.
Ain't no security. No, hey, excuse me, buddy. Matt and Todd show. Oh, come on.
Yeah. I mean, we could have gone out.
Heifels waiting on you up in the office.
The only way we could have been run out is if we'd gone out there, if a bunch of us had gone out there and hit golf balls or something. They might have.
You just go in and kind of mind your business.
You are. I didn't make it. Showed it us taking a picture. You know, they're like, people do that. You know, walk right in.
Yeah, Malzahn is at UCF. They may be able to. What if they upset? Maybe Texas Tech.
Nah. I don't know. We're going to find out a lot about UCF this year. I think we picked them to go 5-7, 6-6.
Yeah.
Maybe at
Yeah, I'm
best.
kind of curious how he's going.
That's a big transition.
He did good last year.
He did. He's done a good job down there. Got a good quarterback. Oh, and before we get off here, what we're going to do when we're done here for a little while? What we're gonna watch?
Yeah, the finals.
NBA finals.
Yeah, they've just smoked them.
Oh Lord. And I'm sitting there watching the game the other night. I'm in Kentucky, and me and my uncle's watching it, and it's like, oh my gosh, turn that back over there. They've cut it to 9. Okay, did you hear what I just said there?
Yeah.
Cut it.
Yeah, they never.
9.
It was never close.
No.
That just lasted for like
30,
and
30
seconds.
Then Denver went on an 8-0 run.
Jokic and Murray and the guys.
27-26, Gordon 16, Porter 14. They shoot so good. But I'll tell you one thing I thought was weird, man. Miami shot 2 free throws the other night. Okay, is that ridiculous, or is that Miami's lack of trying to get the ball inside and just sitting out there? They shot 43 points.
That's why they're trying to shoot their way in the game, and it's just not working.
So I mean, some people would say, "What kind of them refs suck? They only shot 2 free throws.
They ain't trying to drive the lane.
They didn't try to do nothing.
No.
Apparently not.
No, they ain't trying to drive the lane at all. Yeah, we'll go check that out here. It'll be on in like 7:30. Is it 7 or 7?
I think because it's Sunday.
Power rankings.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
Just top 5. I ain't gonna get it all the way down dirty with it. Number 5, Ohio State. With Kyle McCord back and Tate from IMG, an offensive line may work in progress and altogether in cohesion with Fryer at left tackle. He is a top prospect. Defensively, Martinez, Sawyer, and JT Tuamola are definitely going to be people to look out for. Jeff Anderson, you dang Ohio State Buckeyes.
5?
They're going to be very good.
Yeah.
This is not in any order. This is just how I wrote them down.
Oh, okay. I got you.
USC, 6 offense and 8 on defense back. Heisman winner 2022. Williams and the Arizona addition, Dorian Singer and Lloyd from South Carolina. Bear Alexander from Georgia.
Yeah, that was big.
Added to the offensive line.
That was big.
And of all the seniors that will be able to help this USC squad, Oklahoma State linebacker Cobb will be a great addition.
Wow. And they need help defensively.
They're going to get it.
I agree with you 100% that those 2 are top 5.
Florida State, 8 offense, 8 defense. You talked about them. Jordan Travis back. He will be on the Heisman list for sure. Check that off on your little books. Yeah. Wide receiver and tight end upgrades should be keys to the players, such as Peyton early enrollee, Peyton as an edge rusher, and Jarvaeus, Jaradvesse, Jardavius.
Wow.
I'm getting pretty good at this.
Yeah.
It's only been 3 years. It's took me 4 years.
Is bad on you. I mean, it's like, if you've seen some of the names in the Bible are tough. I mean, they're bad.
That's been helping me. I've been reading a lot.
No, but I've just noticed Mark Cosby at church. I'm like, how's he know how to pronounce that? He's had to work on it.
Oh, yeah.
He's had to, because they are unreal.
He's seen it 100 times.
Melchizedek, and I mean, I bet
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, go Bucks, Jeff. They're going to have a good shot at it. Michigan, 6 offense, 7 on defense.
Plus some of the top players in the country.
New transfer Hall at running back. Going to be big time. Stewart on the defense. Definitely a 5-star pass rusher from Coastal Carolina. Linebacker Hossman from Nebraska is a good addition to the Michigan Wolverines.
Right. I got to stop you right there. Our running back transferred into Michigan with what they've got in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So have a good 1-2 punch.
Well, they already do.
Well, Corlman, the other guy.
Yeah, Edwards.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
The rich get richer. And the last one here. And to the top now, we averaged a deep receiving core. Brock Bowers and Missouri transfer Dominique Lovett, Dylan Bell, and Quan Smith all had a big spring. D-line is from a good recruiting class. Williams will be key edge for the guys. Linebackers Johnson's, Mondon, and Stacks. Those are
Munden is good.
Those are all top guys.
And then Starks at safety. Is he supposed to be the best safety in the country? Possibly. I don't think they're supposed to have the best secondary in the country. That'll probably be yours truly in our state. Alabama will probably have close to the best secondary. In the
This
country.
is some of the top teams and some of the guys they got coming back. Now,
And I've heard good things about Beck lately,
Well,
but nobody knows.
as for number 6, I got Bama at 6
Okay.
there.
I would agree with
4
that.
offense, 5 on defense. Big shoes to fill for Bryce Young, and Buckner added to help to the spot it should be, and he saved for the summer.
Mhm.
We'll find out
Yeah.
how this is going to work out. New offensive line and defensive line, offensive defensive coaches. You got Kevin Steele,
Yeah.
old school guy, best friends with Saban. They go hang out for 4th of July parties, and then Reese, offensive play calling. Turner should be a big dog as part of that on campus. Caleb Downs, number 1 safety, may
It'll be good.
get to probably start, I would say. Very talented secondary this year.
Very.
Not worried at all about secondary. And number 7, LSU, 8, Penn State, 9, Clemson, and round out the top 10 would be Texas.
I agree with the top 10. The only teams that's not your power rankings, that's theirs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Oregon should be in there, and maybe Washington. I don't know, but I don't have any problem with that top 10.
Now, since you said that,
Who was the 10 again? I'm sorry,
Texas.
Texas. Yeah.
Now, with that being said, Washington State basically literally filing for bankruptcy at some point. But on the other side of this state,
Mhm.
the Huskies returned to the nation's top passing average offense
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Penix, 2 1,000-yard receivers in O'Donis and McMillan. The offensive line, our bookends, are 2-time staples of Fontana and Rosegarden, and then JoJo Barkudik. The Washington Huskies. The
Yeah,
top. Did you hear what I just said there? The offense.
yeah.
The nation's top
passing
passing
offense.
average offense.
See, this is just me.
The
And
top averaging offense in the nation,
it's-
Washington.
We like to argue. We don't like to argue. We like bringing up these points. I would take out Penn State and Texas and insert Oregon and Washington. That's just me.
Yeah, these are just
Jeff Anderson, I'm sorry, man. I hope you agree with it. I think Penn State, I think they're overranking it. You know, they overranked some teams last year.
sure.
You know, they did. And
That's part of it.
I do think Texas, I think Texas will be good. But top 10, you think they're top 10?
Yeah, they got to be. Well, everybody they got come back and the quarterback.
Now, they overranked Texas A&M last year.
What's his name?
Then Iowa State the year before that.
I can see
Oh,
his
yours.
face. Yeah, Quinn.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like the mighty Quinn.
But I don't know about Penn State.
Who sang that song?
I've never heard
Is
that.
that the Carpenters? Ain't seen nothing like the mighty.
Carpenter. Sad end to them.
Old Furball cried to the Big Ten brother for another defensive coordinator. But
Fur ball.
Michigan, I'll take Oregon, but just not Washington over Penn State. I'm telling you, they bring back the nation's top
See,
averaging on offense,
so Jeff's saying, yes, I'll take Oregon in that top 10, but not
Washington.
Washington. Okay. I agree
See,
with
they
that.
bring back
I can get on board with that.
the best averaging offense in the nation. If you just do by averages, passing
No, I got
yards,
them in Texas 11 and 12.
passing yards and whatnot, Washington. And just look, guys, Penix is flying under the radar. You better. I'm just
I can't
saying,
wait till we come up with our top 25.
better be looking out. Yeah, we'll do that
I'm excited
probably.
about that.
We'll do it after media day.
I mean, I really am.
After
I mean,
media
I'm
day,
already mapping it out.
you want to do it before or do it after media day? It really don't matter. 'Cause
After we'll have a
'cause
full
it's-
month. Six, that'll be 6 weeks.
It's
5,
still
6.
early because the first game ain't till the end of August.
Right. I say we mean wait till August.
Like the 1st of August.
Yeah.
But I've been wanting to do it so bad.
Oh God, I can't. I want to do it right now.
I could
Let's
too.
do it right now.
I could too.
No, I'll be honest with you. I don't know 13 through 25. I do know my top 12 though,
Yeah.
and you just pretty much named it. And I added Oregon and Washington.
See, I told you the Manfred Mann Earth Band, Mighty
They
Quinn.
sang
It's Mighty,
"Blinded by the Light,"
Mighty Quinn.
which is singing about racing. That people that don't know that you knew that,
Yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
a lot of people don't.
Guys, what a darn good show we had. Hit that old subscribe button down there. We sure do appreciate it. Podcast listeners, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Find us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. We're so glad that y'all stopped by here to hang out with us for just an hour and a half of your day.
Is it that long? Is it that
We
long?
really do appreciate it. And we'll be back next week at the same darn time and the same darn channel. And we hope that we can fulfill your sports needs and not have to go anywhere else.
You don't even have to watch this.
No, you're going to get it right here. The best of the best. Matt and Todd Show. We get her done. I may drop some videos if something happens, big. I'll do a little something. And we'll be out visiting some around in our local land. So without further ado, that being said, y'all have a great week, man. Jeff, we appreciate you coming by. I still don't have your address. You got to get me your address so I can send you some Matt and Todd Show gear. He's the number one fan. How could we not?
He is our number. We've had a few, but he's ours now.
He's on there, man.
Yeah.
Jeff Bicuspid, he's been on here. I know he's busy some. When
Like,
he gets seasoned, he's on here.
Which I'm not going to say a name, but some of the ones we had early, I don't see them on Facebook at all.
Yeah, they're busy.
Yeah.
You get kids.
It's not that they're not on here. They're not on. I don't see them posting nothing.
You get kids, man. If you got younger kids, life happens. I had a young kid once, and you just get busy, man. It's vacations, and it's that time of year, and they're not fooling with that stuff, And then come football time, August, end of July, they'll be back.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming by. We've had a good crowd on all night. We've had at least up to 8, 9, 10 at a time sometimes. So it's a good crowd. All right, guys. Y'all have a great week. And Dean, how easy it is to subscribe?
Just hit it. I didn't realize how easy it was till tonight. I don't know. For some reason, I had in my head that they had to pay something, knowing they didn't.
Just go your phone, subscribe, mash the button. That's it. Don't cost nothing. Don't do anything. You don't get weird emails or ads or nothing.
Subscribe party. As many, yeah. I mean, we got more than. There's all kinds of people who watch this. I mean, more than 400. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll have that many through the week just on Twitter sometimes.
So, that help out a lot.
Yeah.
I think you're right, and I think you did a good job explaining. I think they think there's more to it if they subscribe to it.
You just do this. Listen. Nothing.
And then I got getting my bills, and then
you don't get emails or spam or nothing. It just lets you know. It'll go ding. Matt and Todd Show is live. That's the only thing you know. At 6 o'clock when we hit go live, it'll let you know we're live. That's it.
They don't do it on
not
Thursday.
For the week.
In 3 days.
No, they don't do that. Now, when I post it to come out early, on the page you can go notify me.
Yeah.
And it'll let you know.
If you go do something extra.
Yes, if you do some extra. But you don't have to. All right, guys. Y'all have a great week. God bless you, and we do appreciate it. Find my page over there on YouTube at Big Matt 1977. Just type me in on YouTube. I do new stuff. I got some Bible study stuff up. Did some controversial video about The Chosen, the owner, some of the stuff's going on there. Movie reviews, all kind of fun stuff. I'm just trying to build a brand for our show and for myself to build us up. And because this coming football season, we got a lot of cool stuff's going to happen, and God's going to bless it. I know it.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all have a good week. Keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God as always. Thank you.